All right, everybody, so we've got the Revolt SD. I believe this is the entry model to the Revolt lineup.
That's correct.
What kind of makes this model important, and why is it here?
Right. So the first thing that makes this important for an entry-level prosumer machine is the width of the deck itself. So we've got the 34 and the 42 inch.
That's so you can get into small gates.
Yep.
And
yep. That's
obviously, I've had that to
Yeah.
where I'm using a 52 inch all the time, and then I get to a backyard and I have to push mow it or weed eat it or something.
Whipping out the push mower instead of being on a standoff.
Your time is your money in the lawn care industry, and so being able to whip out your small mower that's quick and agile, and you can just get into the backyard and mow the backyard real quick and get that done.
Yeah.
So it's really nice to have the smaller decks for that. Why would somebody purchase and use an SD compared to the normal Revolt?
So the reasons to have the SD, of course, a lower entry price just to get into this lineup. Of course, the deck size, the weight, the overall weight of this machine is considerably less than your Revolt, so you're less of a footprint if you've got places that you're worried about tearing up the yard, maybe more just, or maybe your trailer constraints, however many machines you might have in your fleet. That's one of the main reasons there. It also has a little lower cut height than your other two machines, so we go down to 1.5.
Oh, instead of 2.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know that. And yeah, you mentioned the weight, because I've definitely had lawns that I get to that it may have rained the day before, and mowing conditions are okay, but still a little bit soggy, and so yeah, getting a big commercial mower on there is sometimes really bad, and you put ruts in the lawn and stuff.
And of course, all the Revolts, one of the reasons that a lot of people have started moving towards them and why they're so popular is just how quick they are to get off the machine, how stable they are on hillsides. And if you do have a problem, you're just stepping off the machine. People that haven't had zero turns before, they might gravitate towards this first and feel a little safer on it. And maybe if you've got back problems or hip problems, it's easier to get on this machine than it is to sit down on a regular zero.
Yeah, my two main things with the stand-on are that, as you're saying, you can just step right off, and that's not necessarily just safety. If you're on a hill, you can just step right off. You don't have to worry about going with the mower if you're going to tip.
Right.
But if it's a big time saver, because if there's a stick or if there's trash, you don't have to get up off of the mower to get it. You just step right off of it.
100%.
So that's really, really nice. But the thing that I notice about this model, even though it's an entry model, it looks like a commercial machine. Right,
and it's built so still 7-gauge deck like the rest of the lineup, and the 1/4-inch trim rails on it. So we didn't take any shortcuts on this machine. We built it just like we do every other bad boy. We want it to last the owner for many years to come, and it's a well-built machine. And
well, yeah, that's my main takeaway from this machine is, if you're looking to get a commercial machine, get into the commercial space, and you need a smaller mower, this is a great way to get into it, because you're not, if you're not looking to go all out and spend a ton of money getting the top models. If you're looking for something a little bit more budget friendly, but also built like a commercial mower and has all the features of a commercial mower, that's why I would get something like this.
Absolutely.